Look, as a creative running a business, you already have 1,001 things to do. What you don't need to be spending your time doing is rewriting the same thing 100 times when it is not necessary. But we often do. We have to apply for something and find ourselves trying to come up with a bio that makes ourselves sound amazing for the millionth time. Or we go away and we have to slap together an out of office message that magically directs people to the right places at the last minute, and we have to do that again. Or we get an Instagram DM from someone asking a question that we've answered before, but we've never saved that answer. So we end up typing it out letter by letter because we're a lovely person and we want to help, right? And these things happen over and over and over again. And it's tiring work, but it has to be done, right? Yes, but it can be done differently, easily, more efficiently, and I'm going to show you how. Hello and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into something that people know and love you for. I'm your host, Holly Arnett, the brand coach for creatives, and I'm on a mission to make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. If you're ready to get more eyes on your work, more dollars in your pocket, and more creativity in your life, you're in the right place. Welcome. Let's brand your passion. Before we start the episode, I want to tell you about a tool that I use to track and store everything I'm about to talk to you about, and that is Notion. Notion is an all-in-one workspace that you can use to brainstorm ideas, keep your business information together, track your analytics, and so much more. You can customize it to use however you need and look however you want, and you can use it to keep all of the things that I'm about to tell you about in this episode all in one place, so you can make things easier and more efficient than ever before. So if you want to give it a try, you can check out my free brand experience audit template via the link in the description to get a feel for how you can use Notion and then apply it to all of the parts of your business. So check out the link in the description to grab that template and give Notion a try. But let's get back into the episode. So let's talk about text snippets. This is what I want to talk to you about today. These can also be known as boilerplate text, or I like to call them swipe files, but that name is also used in marketing for good examples of stuff, so that can be kind of confusing. So I'm going to call them text snippets in this episode, and these are pre-written, reusable snippets of text that live in a library so that you can copy and paste them whenever you need them, which saves time and effort in rewriting the same information over and over again. So like I said in the introduction, instead of rewriting your bio every time someone asks you for it, or you're filling in an application, or you're trying to get funding or whatever it is, and you have to rewrite your bio, instead of doing that over and over and over again, you have a text snippet file where you save your bio, and that is saved in this library. Your out of office message can be saved as a text snippet, or your Instagram bio can be saved as a text snippet, or whatever you want can be saved as a text snippet in a library, so that instead of having to rewrite it every single time, you save time and effort, and you know that it's always written well, and you can craft that one specific text snippet really well and make changes over time to make it even better, rather than rewriting it a million times. So let's talk about some examples of text snippets that you can have on hand that will help you to make things more efficient and more effective and save you time in your creative business. First things first is your artist statement. As an artist, you might have come across this being needed in applications for funding, for exhibitions, all sorts of things like that before. It's usually a brief description of your philosophy, your style, the themes and concepts that inspire your work. And this is something that's useful a lot of times when submitting your work to things like galleries, exhibitions, or online portfolios. So your artist statement is one that's really useful to have as a snippet that you keep saved in your library. Your bio, again, One that is really annoying to have to write again and again. A well-written artist bio or about paragraph is something that's super essential for your website, social media profiles. It's something that is really useful if you're ever on a podcast or in a magazine or anything like that and they need your bio. It should have a concise overview of who you are, maybe a little bit about your background, your journey, accomplishments, anything you want to include that people need to know about you. Then number 3 is your artwork descriptions. So if you have specific pieces of art that go up in exhibitions or in galleries or anything like that, having text snippet descriptions that include the title, the medium, the dimensions, and a brief description of that piece can save time when you're updating your portfolio, posting new work online, sharing that work to be submitted for galleries, exhibitions, shows, anything like that. Having your artwork descriptions saved as text snippets is really, really helpful. Then an exhibition or gallery submission email as a template can be really useful to save as a text snippet as well. If you are frequently submitting your work to exhibitions or galleries, having a boilerplate email template that introduces yourself, your work, and how you are wanting to exhibit can really save you a lot of time. Having a template for that and having some spaces where you can plug and play different names of galleries or information can really save you a lot of time. Next up, we have FAQ responses, so frequently asked questions and your responses to those. There are questions that you are bound to get asked a lot of the time, and I'm sure you're answering them again and again instead of having to answer them again and again over and over again from scratch. Compile a list of those questions and their answers. That might be inquiries about your creative process, the materials you use, your pricing, your availability. Having those prepared can really help you streamline your responses to potential clients or your audience so that you can save a lot of time, save a lot of energy, and really make that customer journey and that customer experience a lot more effective and, better for both of you. So that's really effective too. Then having details about your services, programs, or digital products is really helpful. So if you have any services for clients, memberships, digital products, a Patreon, etc., keeping like the taglines, descriptions, and any other information on hand will be super useful. I have this for the Next Level Creative, my group program, for example. I have the title and the tagline and the URL really handy, really readily available so that I can just copy and paste that whenever I need it. Same for all my digital products. Everything in the Maker and Moxie shop, I have all of their names, their taglines, all of that information in my swipe file so that I can just grab and copy and paste those, and I don't need to rewrite information about those digital products every time I promote them. I can just copy and paste those really easily. Next up, you might have some swipe files or text snippets for responses to DMs, so direct messages, or emails. So here are some examples of those that you might keep as text snippets to copy and paste and use over and over again. So in terms of DMs, when people message you on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, these might be things like somebody inquiring about collaborating with you, a request for a portfolio link, a request for a shop link, request for pricing or commission information, or mentorship or advice request, for example. So those are all things that you might get asked on a regular basis that you can have a text snippet response saved in Notion or wherever you want to save them, that you can just copy and paste and use again and again rather than having to type them out each time. In terms of emails, well, that could look like a thank you for your inquiry text snippet, a response for collaboration proposal, an unavailable for new projects reply, an out of office message, an invoice follow-up, a project completion and delivery email, an email template for declining speaking opportunities, a text snippet for podcast outreach, and a text snippet for wholesale outreach. So those are a bunch of different options and opportunities where in a DM or an email you could streamline that process and have those saved as text snippets or templates instead of having to type them out each time. But you're going to need to remember to personalize all of these responses as needed and adapt them to the context for each message. These text snippets save time, but you always want to make sure that you are keeping that personal touch when you're engaging with your audience, customers, clients, and collaborators and everything. So make sure that you're changing the people's names and making sure it makes sense for the context that you're in and all of that stuff. So just pay attention to those details. But by having these sort of text snippets saved and ready to use, you're really going to be able to manage your communication way more efficiently and consistently so that you can spend more of your time on your art and your creativity and building and growing your business. So that's all the goodies about why you can and should be using text snippets and some examples of how you can use them. Let's talk about storing them. So as I said, I keep mine in Notion, but you could use your Notes app, Airtable, Google Docs, whatever is going to work for you. You can also use the actual tool that you are replying in. So within email, you can save email responses. Within Instagram, you can save saved responses, and I'm sure you can do that on your phone too. So wherever you save them, that's fine. You just need them to be named well, easily searchable, and accessible wherever you are so that you can find and copy and paste them whenever you need them. I have recently created a library within the Next Level Creative of swipe files or text snippet templates. So I've just done this for our members. So if you're looking for a podcast guest outreach email template or a template for an Instagram bio or anything like that, you can pop in there and grab what you need. And I love doing that. And I think it's really helpful for anyone in there so that even if they're not creating them themselves, I'm creating them for you. So if you are looking for that and you find that interesting and you want to grab my templates, then you can come and join us in the Next Level Creative anytime. You can do that at thenextlevelcreative.com. You can come and check out that swipe file library, but otherwise you can do that yourself in any tool that is going to work for you. And the thing to know about this is that you don't have to do all of these all at once either. Just as you are going about your life and your business, next time you write something, think to yourself, have I written this before? Will I need to do it again? Maybe I should save it somewhere useful and start a library somewhere, or save it somewhere useful, or tag it as a text snippet so that I can remember and use it for later. So that's that for this episode. I hope this has been really helpful. I hope this has taught you something new that you can use in your creative business. Or if you've heard about this before, maybe it's just a good reminder that this is something that you should start doing or keep doing in your business. And if you are looking for a tool to use to set up or keep maintaining your text snippet library, then don't forget to try Notion at the link in the description to store all of your text snippets and create a library of your own. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion and choosing to spend time with me learning all about branding, business, and all things creativity. You can find more episodes just like this one at makerandmoxie.com/podcast. If you like this one, you can tap that subscribe or follow button so that you're notified about each and every new episode. And if you've got a spare second, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, because I would absolutely 100% love to hear from you. If there were some helpful goodies in this episode for you, it would mean the world to me as well if you could screenshot that podcast player right now, hop on over to Instagram or Twitter and tag us at Maker and Moxie. By subscribing, reviewing, and sharing, you're helping reach more creators just like you, so that together we can make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. We can't achieve this mission without you, so your support means the absolute world. I will talk to you in the next episode, but until then, keep creating.